What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Anthony Sain Show. This is, of course, your host, Anthony Sain, a.k.a. Captain Black America. Black Captain America over here, man. Y'all know why I'm out, man. We just got done watching Team USA, the greatest country in the world when it comes down to basketball. Get these Serbians from the motherland up out of here, man. Got them out of here, man. Shout out to my boy, Serbian Enthusiasm. I think his name is Marco on Twitter. I can't think of the brother. Twitter.
Yeah, he's in mourning right now.
I know that man down bad right now. That man probably about to blow his load watching the first half. The first 80% of this game, I know he probably had an erection. I ain't gonna lie, bro. I know he was over there crying tears, thinking about all his ancestors that missed Serbia beating the United States, bro. And hey, I hate to tell you, brother, let them rest in their graves, man, because Serbia did not pull this out. Team USA pulled this game out. It's so crazy, bro. Me and you caught each other in straight little kid mode, like literally feeling like little children watching Team USA beat Serbia, man. And
wow,
it's crazy. It was crazy, bro. It was a crazy game. We were there watching it. Went there. We were sitting there.
I wish I was there.
We were sitting in our homes watching. I'm like, bro, the United States is really about to lose to some Bogdanoviches and Marko Guduric. He used to play for the Grizzlies. It was awful.
But tell me you weren't. Honestly,
I thought they'd come back.
There was a part of me that felt like good.
All they really got to do is turn up and it's over.
There was a part. I want Team USA to win, but the more evidence that we can get, like actual on-tape evidence of Steve Kerr being a total fraud, makes me happy. Like I'm good with that. I'm glad they won. I mean, you called me. I was in the car line picking up my son from his first day of school. I'm sweating, bro. Like I got armpit sweat. Like
I'm in the house, AC on 70, sweating, bro. I ain't gonna lie, bro. As far as like pure joy, like taking me back when I was a little kid watching the Dream Team, like the original Dream Team. This did it, bro. And the Dream Team didn't have any close games like this. Didn't have any games you had to come back. But this game, you can look at this game one or two ways, bro. You can look at this game and say, hey, the rest of the world is catching up with us. Or you can say, bro, the rest of the world is so fucking far away from us.
So far away.
The fact that we played around.
They're floating for the first 3.5 quarters.
First 80%, 3.5 quarters, man. Like, and these games are only 40 minutes. They're 10-minute quarters, right? As soon as 1 second ticks off, you're under 10 minutes. You know what I mean? Right. So you're playing 40-minute games. And to screw around literally until about 5 minutes left in the fourth quarter. And just turn it up, bro. Just like, all right, bro. enough of you Bogdanoviches.
Speaking of, have you ever seen that man?
Bogdanoviches.
Have you ever seen that man talk as much shit as he did in this
he was
game?
Going in.
He was going in.
What did that brother do? What
did Carmelo? He was three-braining him the whole game. I was like, what the hell, Bogdan?
Hey, what conversation did we have, man? Hey, that guy's probably a god to Bogdanovich, but that was nothing but a show of respect. You know what I mean?
That's
Carmelo,
all respect. Yeah.
One of the greatest scorers of all time. Hey, you hate us because you want to be us, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Shout out to Carmelo, one of the greatest Olympians, not just basketball Olympians, one of the greatest, heralded Olympians of all time. I get it, bro. I get it for sure. Super fun game, though, man. Just to see guys who typically are going at each other's heads, and now they're coming together, not just in unison, but playing different roles. Devin Booker's out there turning into Vince Williams out there for Team USA. Hey, just go rebound, play defense, and be a decoy in the corner, Devin Booker. That's really all we need you to be.
Hey, you just switch on Jokic and try to foul him when you get a chance.
Exactly.
That's all we need you to do.
And Devin Booker looked like such a trooper with his nice little headband. And
he did. He looked
undershirt on with the Hanes.
The Hanes extra large undershirt. Yeah, man. The cutoff tee. The cutoff. Like the jagged edges.
Hey man, I ain't gonna lie, bro. I had a totally different rant to go on if we had lost this game.
Yeah,
I was gonna talk about how you made this, instead of making this a legit Team USA team that's set up to go win this gold medal, you went and made this LeBron and friends farewell tour.
Yeah,
and this is what you get for doing it. But hey, man, consider me not knowing what I'm talking about. I still know what I'm talking about, because this really ain't how they should have built this team still. But it's just how good those dudes are.
But here's the thing about it, Ant. If it was anybody else but the fucking king,
yeah,
bro, it'd be crazy. LeBron James, the hate. I have been a LeBron fan of mine. I love LeBron James. Like that dude should not be as good as he is. Like he is just it's
crazy that he's literally like straight up gray beard out there killing.
Gray beard and like dominating out there. Like
it is legit about 30% gray, bro, for real.
It's gotten grayer. Like I wonder
through the Olympics.
They must have run out of beard stuff.
What's it called?
The hair dye.
Yeah, okay. It's called something like Beijing.
Just for men. They must have run out for just for men over in Paris.
Ain't got no Beijing. They couldn't get it mailed. Amazon ain't got the 1-day deliveries over there. But go ahead.
No, it's just wild to me how good he is. Even at this, he's been so consistently dominant, and it is. I just love it. I love LeBron James. There's nothing about LeBron James I dislike. Even all the memes that are out there about him, even that goofy little did you see the last game? The video coming out from the last game where the French swimmer came in, the one Marchand, who had won like all these golds, and he came to the game
and thought it was for him.
And Bron thought it was for him and was like, ooh. Like that to me is like here's the thing about it. What I like about him is how goofy he is, man.
Oh man,
he's just a goofy dude.
The lying about stuff, like saying he read books or watched a certain game where he's familiar with. I've been watching G.G. Jackson's.
I was thinking about that last night, man, and I have a whole dissertation to give you about what I was thinking of. Wait, what? But I just love it.
You're a fan of G.G. man, says
bro, you don't know G.G. Well, he might because of Chris. He might because of Chris.
He was on a team with my play cuz. You remember? Oh man, my play nephew was on that.
Like he's a legit, like he's one of those kind of, like you saw the video of him at the beach volleyball game with the women's USA team, and he was just being a goofy dad. It just so happens that he is also the greatest basketball player to ever live. And it's just like, so he can still do that, but he's in that goofy dad mode where like even on the court, he does goofy dad things, and it's awesome. Like facial expressions and things like that. And I love it.
We say this all the time, and it's become so cliche and so overplayed, but that's the fact that he's this good, this damn old, man. It's crazy, bro. Like, it's crazy. Like it's not that because he didn't really dominate this game, but there were certain moments of the game where he did make dominant plays just to show you I'm this much better than you, right? Bitches, right? Like he showed you in certain moments that I'm this good. You know what I mean? So still,
you saw on that fast break. You saw on that fast break when they went up by 3. Like his ability. Like him at being that age, like to be able to make those kinds of moves and go up to the basket still strong and not get bumped off his line. Like he's just a freak, man.
Yeah, he's nuts. And like I said, man, as a guy who ever since the playoffs started has been celebrating the death of the big 3, right? Of KD, LeBron, and Steph. I ain't gonna lie. The 2011 me was going nuts to see those 3 dudes go out there and kill the world. I ain't gonna lie. But you know what something else this game showed me, bro? It showed me 2 things that I think are kind of good for the league or whatever, right? And I think those 2 things are that, bro, Nikola Jokic is cold as hell. Like, dude, that man is freaking cold, bro. Like, it's the fact that he makes him just being out there makes his team so much better, bro. And it kind of shows you that certain elements of basketball, no matter how much you try to get rid of these things, they're still here, bro, and they still can be here and can go to the next level. And if you're a Grizzlies fan and you just drafted a guy like Zach Edey,
that makes you feel good.
If you got a guy who can demand a double team on defense, right, or just demand you to have to play him as a big man, it just makes the other guys around them jobs so much easier, bro. And like we talk about that with the Grizzlies, we haven't had a guy like that teams really have to worry about. Not particularly. You've had guys like JV where you give him the ball and he's a black hole. That's not really a threat, though, right? But we haven't had a guy like that you worry about if he's going to pass it or he's going to score or what he's going to do with the ball, period, since Marc Gasol. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I think that's a good thing if you're a Grizzlies fan to see the things, see the team, see the way that Nikola Jokic has played and how he opens up things for everybody. And also how he kills the narrative of a guy like Zach Edey. Can you close games with him? Nikola Jokic is not a good defender at all. Like we see this, right? But he's so good on the other end. It's like, of course he stays on the court. It's just like Shaquille O'Neal could not make free throws back in the day, and he was a shot blocker, but he wasn't like a guy that you can defend pick and rolls and things.
Yeah,
like
if you remember the narrative about Shaquille, he doesn't rebound enough and he doesn't block enough shots, right? But he was dominant.
You never saw him sitting out fourth quarters, right?
Never,
like it didn't happen.
And
if Shaq got dropped in 2024, he'd be just as dominant. So I know we're talking Team USA, but that's something I gathered from the game.
I will say this about Zach Edey though, like what we need to find out if his passing game opens up, like if we can see him like passing out of the post the way that to a small degree, because we haven't seen it, we haven't had to see it. But if there's nothing that tells me about Zach's development over the last 6 years of him actually picking up a basketball and playing, that tells me he can't become a good passer. But that is what sets Nikola apart, right? Like is his ability to distribute the ball. And if Zach can even do a 30% of that, it's gonna be wild. Wild.
But Nikola Jokic, like I said, he set the tone. Bogdanovich, shout out to you. The other Bogdanovich just letting down your country, man. Where were you at?
Where was he at?
Where were you at, man? Marco Gadura, shout out to you, man. The grit and grind, we saw it.
Old what's his name? Is Bojan? Bogdan is the older brother. Bojan is the one who played in the Bogdan is out. He's having a family reunion with Taylor Jenkins. That's what he's doing right now.
That's clearly Taylor Jenkins' cousin.
Right. But no, man, it was a fun game.
Taylor Jenkins, Team USA, even if we win this goal, there's no way we can just run it back. When I mean run it back, I mean Grant Hill down, like for real. Like they need to make some major decisions over there. They need that team. That team needs to be built in a way where you got some legit point guards, like
Kyrie or Ja,
type dudes, defenders, like versatile defenders, shooters, defensive bigs, and just a few scorers. And like, there's no reason why Kevin Durant should be. There's no reason why you can construct a team where Kevin Durant is coming off your bench. I don't care who else is playing on that team.
Crazy.
He should be playing 30 minutes a game. 30 out of them 40, he should be playing. Like you just need a few guys on the team going forward. You need like the Anthony Edwards type guys. Let him go be Anthony Edwards like he's Anthony Edwards from Minnesota. Let him be a crazy scorer, right? Let's get you a handful of guys that are just your crazy scorers. Jaylen Brown should be on this team. Any guy that can make Luka Doncic slow down in the finals should be on Team USA. Like all your great two-way guys, get them out there, regardless of their superstars, all-stars or not. Get your top end guys out there, man. Like, the Mikal Bridges, all these type of guys. Where OG Anunoby from? Where you from? Who team
he's somewhere from he's Africa.
Those type of dudes, right? Like get as many of those guys. Vince Williams, put him on Team USA, No, but seriously, like you need more guys who are just versatile defenders. Like we shouldn't have to make that go tell Devin Booker to go be our best perimeter defender in the Olympics. We should just go get dudes that can do that. Build it like you build a real NBA team. Because all these teams, all these international teams they're playing like we criticize the Boston Celtics for how many threes they take, right? They're doing the same stuff that teams like Boston do, teams that are good NBA teams do. So, like I said,
my only concern with that though, Ant, is that if you try to build a real team and you say like, hey, you fill this role, you fill this role, you fill this role, a lot of that works at its peak when they have time to gel together. And I wonder if the way that Team USA does just their little 2-week training camp, all that kind of stuff, is it conducive to building a team of guys like that? Because right now what it is, and we were talking about this on the phone, right now it's the best starting five that some of the best players, Steph Curry, LeBron James, Joel Embiid, coming on starting in the starting five, and then off the bench you've got Anthony Edwards, Kevin Durant, all these different guys coming off the bench. And you're just like, how the hell are we supposed to stop this? Right? Like it's almost like Team USA thrives off of just we have overwhelmingly more talent than you have on this team. I just wonder if you start taking off some of those dudes off the bench, do they have enough time to become a good team? To be able to?
I totally agree with that. I get what you're saying for sure. I get that. But here's my response to that. Something I think could work. Identify your team now. Like as soon as this is over, get you 8 guys who are going to be there. That's Jaylen Brown, whatever you're doing. Tatum, Anthony Edwards, whoever your guys are. Get your 8 guys who are going to be part of the team. Leave room for 4 more dudes, whether that's Cooper Flagg, whether that's I don't know. What's the guy that Portland, the Grizzlies one? I can't even think of nobody. I got Zach Edey on the brain.
Portland, Donovan Clingan.
If it's Donovan Clingan, you're a big man. Whatever you're thinking about doing, leave room for 4 more guys, right? But just go ahead and pick 7, 8 dudes now. They're your team, and say, dude, we're picking you. We're telling you right now, because I guarantee you, Serbia already knows who's on the 2020.
Oh, absolutely.
Because there ain't really many dudes to choose from. But I'm just saying, these other countries know who their guys are going to be. Identify those guys now. Get the commitment and say, oh yeah, with that commitment, it's going to be a month-long camp every summer. I need or a 2 or 3 week camp every summer. We need from you guys from here until you got to play FIBA. The FIBA team needs to be the same exact team.
I agree.
I know there's going to be some things that happen, injuries, guys. Things happen, but just over the next 4 years,
develop it.
Just pick your team now, and just for the next 4 years, get that team together. And I think that if you do something like that, it can work. Identify your guys now, because LeBron's not going to be back, Steph's not going to be back, KD's not coming back for this. AD, he's probably done. Bam Adebayo is going to be your big. Like I said, you're probably going to have to get Jaren Jackson Jr. somewhere on this team.
I can see a Donovan Clingan be a big off the bench. I can see you bring
Jared Allen. You get those.
Jared Allen,
Just identify your dudes now. And just
with Anthony Edwards involved in that, you just mentioned probably 8 people right there. You know what I'm saying? Like guys that you could target and say you are our next generation.
Right. I wouldn't put Clingan on I wouldn't tell Clingan now, but I'm just saying have your 8 dudes who are guys that are on this team already, plus the point guard for the Knicks. Devin Booker, I love you, bro, but
come on, man.
You my man, bro. Hey, you committed, 8 years of great service to Team USA.
Thank you.
And we appreciate you. We appreciate you. Drew Holiday, he gone. Get your ass up out of here. Hey, come on, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Run it back. But I'll get what I'm trying to say. Not running.
Let me get Jalen Brunson out there, man. I don't know why Jalen Brunson wasn't out there.
Jalen Brunson a piece, bro. Jalen Brunson. I'll tell you. I'll talk about it later on. But yeah, man. We about to take a break, man. When we come back, it's gonna be more the Anthony Sain show. We'll see y'all in a minute, man.
Great day for Old Buckets on Twitter yesterday. Getting Luke Kennard back on the team.
I was excited to see he's on the team. He is the best 3-point shooter in the NBA. I don't understand the discourse, and I've got beef with you too about it.
I'm all for Luke staying on Beale Street. I ain't trying to get rid of him.
Yeah, well, I have a hard time believing that, Rusty, because the first thing you said was this is a perfect contract to trade. Luke Kennard is never going to feel stable in Memphis. The first time his contract is up, they're like, okay, well, we're going to let this last until August, and then we're going to sign you for 1 year. It quells my own excitement because I've been all offseason like, re-sign Luke. He's a 45% three-point shooter. Obviously, you're going to have to either do this again next year or trade him.
I want Luke in Memphis. I want him to stay. That's also a really good contract to pair with a John Conchar to get an $18 million wing that we can send off on 2 expiring deals.
Tune in to the 2 Buck Sports Show with Rusty Witten and Drew Gann every Friday at 3 p.m. only on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel.
Grizzlies fans aren't gonna like this one. So,
oh my goodness!
In draft stuff, I went 50 players deep, and I did my own board. I had Edie 31st, but that is also a little
second round is crazy.
Yeah,
second round is crazy.
I didn't love the pick when they made it, but I definitely understand it was a draft for need, right? Like they really needed a center position or a player to fill center position minutes. So yeah, after they drafted him, I wasn't too excited, but I went and watched like every Purdue game I could find because the offense they ran is really fun. I will say I'm probably not the best at evaluating centers because I have a bias against them. But one thing with Edie is, you can just throw the ball to him like 2 feet away from the basket, and that's a really good shot. So even if he's like double teamed.
Yeah, very high percentage.
Yeah. So taking that into consideration, I feel that man in the post, even double teaming him, he's very patient and methodical. So yeah, I like seeing that too.
Tune into the No Bluffing Podcast with your hosts, Christian Ingram and Evan Hayes, every Monday at 12 p.m. only on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel.
All right, y'all. Welcome back to the Anthony Sain show, man. I ain't got many friends in the industry, man, but this is my goddamn homie right here, man. Jessica Benson joins me today. Jessica, what's up with you?
What's up? I wish we were in the same place.
Man, I know it, man. Last time I rocked with you, we were definitely in the studio. You looking like you in the house like a mouse. Like you chilling good over there. Glad you could jump on with me today. Gave you short notice earlier today. Actually, it was a few minutes ago, but anyway.
It works. It's fine.
We friends, man. We can pull off this type of stuff, man. You know what I'm saying? Jessica Benson joins me now. We are fresh off incredible win for Team USA basketball. Me and Kenny have been in fan mode celebrating this game. I'm sure you are a fan as well. I don't know if this is the greatest fourth quarter comeback in Olympic semifinal history by a United States team led by LeBron James or whatever stat you want to do to make this work. But the shit looked cold to me. It was an amazing finish. The United States team for 3.5 quarters of this game did not look good at all. And they cranked it up in the last 5 or 6 minutes of the game, came back by 13 in the fourth quarter and as many as 17 throughout the whole game. Basically led by, I think somebody put it very well on Twitter saying that the last 10 years of the NBA, became triumphant in this game when you're talking about LeBron James, Steph Curry, and Kevin Durant, plus Joel Embiid, who was MVP of the league a couple years ago, you know what I mean, who had 19 as well. So what are your thoughts on the game? Did you see a comeback coming when we were down, by 17 points? Did you see a comeback coming? So what are your thoughts on that total game?
You're hopeful that a comeback is coming. Like, this is the kind of roster that you don't think that a comeback is out of the question. However, Serbia outplayed them for 3.5 quarters of that game. And you started to get this feeling like, oh, Nikola Jokic is never going to let this one go. Like, this is going to be his crowning moment, no matter what was going to happen in the gold medal game.
Shit you ever seen him do.
Exactly. If that Serbia team with Bogdanovic and former Memphis Grizzly Marco Guduric. I was like, no, certainly that can't be that Marco Guduric, but there's not that many Marco Guduriches, so it was indeed. Right. But I thought what was so beautiful about the last 6 minutes of that game is exactly what you said. It was a representation of the last 10 years of basketball, and it was a little emotional watching it because the assumption is this is the last time on the Olympic stage that we will see these guys playing together, and the first time that we've seen them playing together as well. And to see Steph Curry keep hitting threes, to see LeBron have the steal and the bucket in transition, and KD to just like hit with that little midi game. It was all of them doing their signature moves at the end of that game and sealing it for Team USA, and just the joy and the happiness and just feeling so thankful that there won't be a gold medal game without red, white, and blue Team USA. It felt good. I'm so excited. All of a sudden, I'm like carving out my schedule for Saturday's game against France.
Yeah, I was getting ready to hop on the show. I pick out what T-shirt I'm gonna wear. So I had to pull out the Black Captain America Falcon T-shirt. I had to pull it out. Hold on, I can't get it right. There it is. I had to pull it out, Jessica. I had to come patriotic on these folks today.
I was in the Church of Jaw.
Oh, yeah, it's dope. Hey, speaking of mid-range game, put a nickel right there. I'm gonna come back to that. Ja Morant, this mid-range game, which has been crazy. But you said something else that I've been thinking about this for 2 weeks, but I never think to talk about on the show. Why is this Steph Curry's first Olympics? Like, has it been injury? Like, no interest in being there? Yeah. Like, why are we just? Do you know why this is his first Olympics? Do you remember?
A lot of it is tied to because the Warriors have always had those championship runs, and so they've played deep into the summer, and then needing a full off season, and coming off of minor injuries, and just like the wear and tear of a long season that extends into the NBA Finals. Like, what a humble brag! Sorry, I was winning too many NBA Finals, and I couldn't turn around and come play for the Olympics. Exactly. But it is really fun. And it felt as if we were destined to have a Steph game eventually. And this was the Steph game, even when they were behind. This was the Steph game in the first 4 minutes of the game as he's hitting 3 after 3 after 3. And then it became almost like watching a Warriors game. I think you know this, but my husband is a glorified Golden State Warriors fan. He's from the Bay Area. He's a real one. He would leave me for Steph Curry tomorrow. It's fine. I'm okay with it. But having to see this game through the eyes of a Warriors fan, it was so quintessential Warriors because like Steph is going off, Steve Kerr is the coach, and he's making some weird rotation decisions, and he's taking Steph out when he's hot, and Jason Tatum isn't playing a single minute, and everyone's like, what is happening here? And it feels like this team is going to lose to an opponent that they were 16-point favorites over, and then who saves the day? Steph Curry. And it helps that now you're alongside LeBron James.
Then you had Kevin Durant out there, LeBron James,
KD, right?
Rich man's Draymond Green towards the end of the game. Hey,
Draymond Green is out here tweeting about like sometimes you just have to not stay married to your rotations or whatever. Like, we're getting Draymond Green subtweets during a USA Serbia game. Like, come on.
I didn't see it at all. But that's literally what we saw, though. We literally saw, okay, let's go beat the Warriors. Hey, KD, come off the bench, come beat KD. LeBron, go beat Draymond Green. let's go win the championship.
Right. Anthony Edwards is out here doing God. I love Ant. Don't get me wrong, but some of the decision making and basketball IQ moments from him was head scratching. Yeah. I will say, I think we all have to give heavy credit to Joel Embiid, who he's very much like a no-yes player this Olympic season. But now that we get Joel Embiid against France and all of the drama of Joel Embiid choosing to play for Team USA, now going up against the home country, the other home country, France, and the fact that it's in Paris, they're the home team, the host team.
Literally a road game.
Like that's going to be like, I hate when people say that. Like that's going to be a movie. That is cinema gold medal basketball.
Then you got Wemby, who's been going crazy, and you've got Gobert, who you're going to have a reason to hate if you're United States. So, and all those guys,
Evan Fournier.
Yeah, and we could get an Anthony Edwards over Rudy Gobert dunk. That could be crazy.
Please.
Those things can happen.
Speak it into existence now. And that was a hell of a win for France too. Like I certainly didn't expect them coming out of a side of the bracket with Germany and Canada for France to make it into it. And now, I mean, no matter what, Wemby's going to have a medal as a 20-year-old. Like that's absurd at the beginning. And he's had his ups and downs throughout, but that team has played really well.
I said put a nickel in the meter on Ja Morant. I'm a derail the whole Olympic Team USA conversation. We're gonna talk Ja for a minute.
He was live tweeting the whole game.
I saw it.
It was fun. I enjoyed it.
Speaking of live tweets, there's been a lot of not so leaked footage of Ja Morant working out this summer, right? And he's doing something we've never seen Ja Morant do, and that's taking and making mid-range jump shots in these warm-ups or these pickup games he's having with these guys. Now, he's not out there with NBA All-Stars, but we were actually watching Ja Morant take a mid-range jump shot. How much could something like that take Ja's game to the next level if that's in his bag now?
It's insane. Like he's so talented offensively, right? And especially so talented at getting to the basket for his side. And his dunk package is incredible, but just the shiftiness and the acrobatics that he's able to deploy. But we've seen it take a toll on his body. So if you can save some of your body by not having to do that every time and getting into your mid-range, continuing to see the evolution of his three-point shot. And we saw a little bit of the mid-range game in those 9 games that he came back, just like a titch, like a flirtation with it. But if he truly, opens up as a real heavy 3-level scorer for this team next year, it's just one more reason that it feels awfully silly for people to take the out of sight, out of mind approach when it comes to Ja Morant, instead of heavily focusing on, oh my God, the comeback is about to happen. And I get that's what the media does, or just people do. Like, if you haven't seen it, you're not going to believe it. Prove it to me. Let me see it for myself. But we have seen it. Every time Ja Morant has been on the basketball court, he's been spectacular. And now you add in the, gym season footage, which I'm always a little skeptical of gym season footage. But when it's Ja Morant,
Steven Adams shooting threes and all that stuff.
Right, exactly. But when it's Ja, like you have a baseline knowledge of just how excellent he is. So it's not as if there's something to prove there. It's just the continued expansion of his game. But I can't wait for it.
Yeah, because if he's got that in his bag, and Zach Edey's his center in a 2-man game, pick and roll, like I know that this is a 3-point led league, right? But if your guy if Edey can give him some space and he can knock down that shot in the mid range, that's good luck to the rest of the league. If that's in his arsenal. Right.
And we saw it with what he was able to do working off of Steven Adams. And so I think it's really exciting that, yes, Zach Edey is a rookie. And yes, I'm sure there will be growing pains as he, transitions into his time in the NBA. But if there is one thing he is, like, you can't teach size. You can't coach size. He's just a big dude. And Ja Morant operating with a big dude, we've seen really good things happen from the equation.
Yeah. And going back to the Team USA stuff, in the earlier segment, me and Kenny were talking about the future of Team USA, right? And I said, Team USA, a little thing they could do to really help things setting up for 2028 is identify your guys now. Like, get your 8 core dudes and leave space for maybe 4 more young guys, whether it's a Cooper Flagg, whether that's a Donovan Clingan, whether that's Jared Allen, whoever you're looking at, right? Like 4 guys you're leaving space for, right? Whether that's, but get your 8 guys, whether it's Job, Paolo Banchero, whatever you're doing, Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, whoever, just get you 8 or 9 core guys that are your dudes, and just leave space for, maybe a few more guys. But just get a commitment from these guys now. Say, hey, this is Team USA. Give us 2 to 3 weeks every summer. It's a training camp. Commit to FIBA every 2 years, however often they play FIBA. But kind of make the team not this star-studded Avengers team, but kind of make them maybe the Guardians of the Galaxy. You know what I mean? Where you got guys who have roles, where you got guys who are your definite scorers, your Anthony Edwards, your Jason Tatums, those type of guys, Joel Embiid if he's back. You know, identify your guys who you're going to run everything through, but just kind of put maybe some, you know, the Mikal Bridges of the world, the Cam Johnsons, those type of guys, John Morant, you know, whatever you're doing, but just identify who's going to be who on this team and do it now. Do you think that's their approach, or should you just come back with the Avengers again in 2028?
And I mean, that's 4 more years. And we've all been made to look silly in trying to cap off LeBron, Steph ahead of their time. So I'm by no means trying to do that. But I think you have to operate under the assumption
the 44-year-old
4 years from now, it just might not be the move. And so if you can establish those guys and begin to build chemistry now, I think that's really important. Like if there's an extra side thing that has stood out, and I guess it is also a testament to chemistry being built quickly within, you know, the whole Team USA concept of getting together early, going and playing these exhibition games, ending up at the Olympics. But they look like they're having so much fun playing together. Like Kevin Durant and Devin Booker, they've completely changed my opinion on what the Phoenix Suns will be next season, or could be exactly. And like, and obviously the signing of Tyus Jones was critical in that too. But watching how well Devin Booker has played, and how obviously Kevin Durant is still Kevin Durant, he's the Slim Reaper and he's incredible, but also having fun playing basketball. Like there is to take Devin Booker's word, there is an aura about them, about this team, that just gives you some level of confidence. Like, yo, these guys, they love to play. This is the game they love. They're all in on it. And if you can get that from a core group of younger guys, then you can ride that into the next like couple Olympics, not just 2028. It's maybe the next 3 Summer Olympics after that.
Right. I agree. I'm with you. Like I said, it could be good, man, because you've got a lot of great American players that are waiting in the ring. I feel like if KD, LeBron, and Steph didn't play these Olympics, we could have crafted a team that still could have been a gold medal team. I think there's a lot of talent left in the league, American players in the league for sure. But outside of basketball, I know that you are a big fan of the Olympics. I've been watching your show during this time. What have been your favorite events to watch? And then we'll talk about some new events that you may not have been a fan of that you became a fan of ever since.
Well, I've immediately transitioned from being all in on the pool and swimming into track and field. And I actually think I'm having more fun watching track and field than I always go back and forth with which one I love more, even though I get really into both of them during the Olympic period. But track and field, between Gabby Thomas, who stunner, who went to Harvard, it should be so unfair to be that beautiful, that smart, and that fast, but that is her. We saw Sydney McLaughlin get her gold medal in hurdles today. She had like the whole crown situation on, so all the women have been crushing it. Noah Lyles is the big story coming out of Thursday's action after he finished bronze in the 200, and then we find out that he had COVID, but still getting a bronze while you have COVID is pretty like, take out the like ethic COVID conversation of it all.
I don't care about all that right now.
Just like appreciating greatness. I mean, I saw that they even said like a handful of the Australian swimmers had COVID. So this is something that the IOC, created for themselves in not having any sort of protocol. So if you're an athlete at the Olympics and there's no one telling you that you can't compete, like, what are you going to do? Right. I don't know. I'm not an Olympian.
In 2021, that any athlete be like, yeah, I got COVID today, y'all. I'm a tough it out. Like,
right. Exactly. Exactly. So anyway, the track and field has been like spectacular to watch. The USA women's soccer team is in the gold medal match coming up this weekend, which should be really fun. And the trio, they want their nickname to be Triple Espresso. They came out with it this morning, of Sophia Smith, Mallory Swanson, and Trinity Rodman. Some people have called them the Trident. But just seeing like that youth movement, similar in a fashion of basketball, eventually the greats retire and they're done. And so figuring out how to, create the next generation of success for American sports on the Olympic stage. It's fun to see them back in the gold medal match as well. But I get up so early in the morning. I've been turning on the Gold Zone early. I watched sailing this morning, which frankly was quite boring. I watched marathon swimming. I've watched the triathlon. I've watched all the various volleyball, beach volleyball, team volleyball, cycling, rock climbing. I'm really excited for break dancing. That starts Friday. I've been waiting for it.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. I forgot about that.
And then, like, speaking of breakdancing, one of the sport that I think, or the event that does not get nearly enough credit for being one of the hardest and one of the most like spectacular to watch is artistic swimming. Mm-hmm. It's like synchronized swimming, water ballet, whatever you want to call it. But the strength that those women have mixed with their lung capacity, because you can't drown, you're in the pool, and they're like throwing girls in the air while their legs don't touch the bottom of the pool. So they have no baseline underneath. And they're in like sick little sparkly costumes, and their hair is gelled back with gelatin. I don't know. Put more respect on the artistic swimming.
I ain't seen that one. But I'm gonna tell you what, there aren't any new events that are really stuck out to me, but there is a new concept that I'm absolutely in love with. It's the mixed gender stuff. Like, give me all of that, bro. Like, and then somebody said they got a mixed 4x100 meter coming too.
Yeah.
Oh,
I know.
Sorry, and Noah Lyles in it.
I don't know. I gotta look into it.
Bro,
I take the Olympics as they come. That's how every day I become a new expert in something. But until I see that event with my eyes, I'm like, I joke that the Olympics are like the ultimate Mandela effect, because we see these every 4 years, and yet you would think I'm watching something for the first time every time it rolls around.
Oh, I'm gonna tell you, like, I'm not gonna call this a Mandela effect, but I saw. Well, we know that this is the first time that on both sides of beach volleyball that the men or women made will get a medal, right?
Yeah.
All right, we know that. But they also said that the event just started in '96. I was like, hell no. Like, for real?
Know.
That sounded crazy, right?
It had to be longer than that. So random, but it only started in Tokyo. This is only the second time surfing's in it.
I remember, like, vividly remember, like, watching beach volleyball as a kid, like seeing a lot of beach volleyball.
No, you don't.
And then they're telling me it didn't become an Olympic event until '96. I'm like, no, there's no way that's true.
That can't be true. That cannot be
true.
It
was like, because Karsh Karai was one of the guys, right?
I don't know.
I know I'm not living in an alternate reality where I remember beach volleyball being in the Olympics when I was a very small kid. And
it's a very memorable sport.
Yeah. Because you had, like, what was the movie? Point Break or whatever? Like,
yes.
I don't know. I might just be straight up tripping. Or they're lying to it. They're lying to it.
I just know that this Olympic, like, when I was younger, I really liked the Olympics. Like, when I was a kid, I really loved the Olympics. And then the Olympics became like sandwiched into my life forever, because I met my husband at the Olympics in 2012 when we were interns. And then I kind of like fell off of him after the COVID year, just because in 2020, 2021, it was just such a weird time. Like, I look back on it and I just don't think I had the mental capacity to get super excited about anything. And there was the weirdness of no fans and just trying to, like, exist within whatever.
I'm just trying to get these. I'm just trying to file for this PPP loan. I ain't worried about that.
Trying to figure out my life and figure out, like, what we're gonna do, and so it's nice to get back into it where I'm genuinely every single day have had something that has either made me cry or made me happy or just added value to my life in some way.
Right. I was in New Orleans this past weekend, and we went to this store, to this outlet store, and they had these stores there that were selling questionably branded clothes, questionably copyrighted clothes, right?
Okay.
Like, it was like the designs. I was like, I wonder is it really made by the manufacturer? You know what I mean? And they had this Team USA shirt, Team USA basketball team. It had all the players on there, right? And Gabe wanted one. And I was like, man, who cares about Team USA basketball? I'm like, man, I want that shirt so bad now. I'm like, it's a large. Somebody look sexy in that joint. You know what I mean? Like, hey, Gabe, let me borrow your Team USA.
A nice little medium.
Yeah, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling real patriotic because it's.
Me too. I want like an American flag to carry around right now.
I ain't gonna do all that, but
I'm ready. Nothing makes me feel more patriotic than the Olympics. It's a good carryover.
Captain America shirt. That's all I got for you.
See, Cowboy Carter started it. Like, I was like, if Beyonce is gonna dress like a red, white, and blue cowgirl, like, I can do that. And now it's carried over into the Olympics.
Yeah, I'm with it. But like I said, I feel like a kid again. I feel like I felt when the Dream Team got out there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? For sure. Well, Jessica, I appreciate you coming on with me today. It was super short notice, but I knew I could call up my homie, man, to talk about all things Olympics with me today. Well, I appreciate you. Jessica Benson.
Anytime.
You can check her out. Jessica Benson Morning Show, Grind City Media. It come on super early. I don't watch it when it come on. I watch it later on. I think it come on like at 8 or something like that. Am I right?
Sure does.
There it is. Yeah, there it is. But that's the beauty of modern day watching podcasts and shows. You don't have to watch them.
Watch it later. Just watch it later.
Watch it whenever. Play it while you're taking the shower, whatever you're doing. This is my homie Jessica Benson. Like I said, check her out on Grind City Media each and every morning, Monday through Friday, 8 o'clock. And she was my guest today. Jessica, I appreciate you coming on today. As always.
Appreciate you.
Hey, but remember, Minority Report is coming soon. It's coming one
Forever.
day. One day
our
it's
time.
coming.
It's our time.
It's our time. We might as well. Hey, that's something else I was gonna say, but that gonna be petty. But anyway, we'll take a break. When we come back, it's gonna be more the Anthony Sain Show. See you guys in a minute.
Where do you stack him up right now heading into this season? What can he do to eclipse the rest?
From a legacy standpoint, I think he's at the bottom rung, right? Like, I think that order would be Brady White, Paxton, probably Riley, and then him. If I'm being fair in the Paxton Riley conversation, because Paxton was just phenomenal. Seth, who is already the leading passer in the history of the University of Memphis, this year is a legacy-making year. I think he'll have good stats, but if those stats lead to 9-3 and no AAC conference championship, they're going to mean a whole lot less, right?
He makes it to the AAC championship.
Keep him in the same spot.
Wins it.
Hop him above Paxton second. Put him in second.
So the only way for him to get to one in your mind is to
I think you have to go ahead and win that AAC conference championship, hop into that college football playoff.
Tune into On the Bluff with Christian Fowler and Gabe Kuhn every Tuesday at 12 p.m. on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel.
Out of those four, who is the key to the Tigers making a run?
I mean, guard play is so important. I want to say it's Tyrese.
Guard play is so big in college.
Guard. And you look at it last year, like the nights that Quinterly was off were usually nights that we were winning ball games.
I'm going to throw out another name. I think it's Colby.
I almost said that because if he's coming out and he's consistently knocking down threes at a 40% clip, if he's putting up 13 a night, I don't know that we're losing many games ever.
If Colby can come in and produce at 3/4 of the usage and percentage that he has been shooting for the last 4 years in college, it's going to be revolutionary for this team. Like, it just really will open up, right?
Tune in to Tigers Untapped with TJ Willis and Trey Lasley every Wednesday at 3 p.m. on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel.
All right, y'all. Welcome back to the Anthony Sain Show, man. It's time for the 3-pointer where we talk about three things going on in the world of sports, man. Kenny Stubblefield, I said that if Noah Lyles didn't win. Shit, hold on, bro. I'm gonna throw it. You start off.
Got that acid reflux.
Mm-hmm. I almost hurled, bro.
Yeah, I could hear it in your throat. I was like,
yeah. Oh man, I was in a situation. I'll tell you about it off there. I don't want to make no editing errors, so this should be on air. All right, come on. Had a crazy night last night, bro. Let's get into it, though. I'm ready.
All right, here we go. Take number 2, 3-pointer, whenever you're ready.
All right, y'all. Welcome back to the Anthony Sain Show. Time for the 3-pointer, man. We talk about three things that are going on in the world of sports. A lot of stuff going on in the Olympics, but there's one thing I definitely want to talk about. Your man, Noah Lyles, man. He came up short in the 200 meters, man. Lost. I ain't see the race. I just heard about it. I ain't gonna lie to you. If it played like I watched it, I'm gonna come check it out later on Peacock or whatever. But the bigger story in that is that he got the bronze medal, of course. But the bigger story is that the brother got COVID, man. I remember me and my good friend Peter Everson, right? We had our show over on Flynn, and it was in the height of everything, the height of the pandemic, right? And a question I would often, and Peter was super big about, the pandemic and getting vaccinated and wearing a mask and all those type of things. And, Peter, I was in studio doing the show, but Peter was doing the show from his house with, like the satellite equipment or whatever.
Yeah.
And, you know, he eventually came back into the studio, but you know, we were doing this in the height of the pandemic. You know what I mean? We were doing the show and we had to be away from each other. We couldn't be in studio together. Nobody in the whole building could be in studio together. And we would constantly talk about things that were COVID related when it came down to sports, right? And I said, Peter, how far away do you, I would always kind of check back in with him and I'd ask him, how far away do you think we are to the day where athletes will be playing with COVID like they're playing with the flu? Like where we're talking about, like instead of talking about the Jordan flu game, we're talking about the, you know, the John Morant COVID game, like how far away from that, right?
Right.
And both of us was like, it sounded so wild to think about somebody's literally going to be out there playing with COVID, right? So here we are, man. Noah Lyles, the fastest man in the world, admittedly, right? The 200 meter race with a positive COVID.
Crazy, man.
Crazy, bro. Like it came in third place in that joint. You know, that was
still got a medal, man. That's wild to me.
Then they said the man got asthma.
Yeah,
like, yeah, bro. People said that was extremely dangerous for him to do that, but I ain't gonna lie, man. I hate to have and I'm sure the comments are gonna be ablaze when these kind of subjects come up. But I'm at the point where if you disagree with me, that's fine. I got vaccinated. I used to be super protective, you know, when this first came out. But I'm glad that as a nation and as a, you know, as a planet as well, that we've kind of made room on the shelf where colds and flus scoot over and we place COVID up there with them. I mean, I know a lot of people have lost their lives when it came down to COVID and things like that, but we literally just watched. And not secretly, not like hidden, like he was trying to hide it. He said, yeah, I got COVID, y'all, but let's roll. Let's do this. You know what I mean? So, like I said, we're in totally different times than what we were even, you know, maybe a couple of years ago. And when, you know, the NCAA tournament was shut down, the NBA season was shut down.
Wild.
And then the next year, you know, of course, University of Memphis had games that they had to forfeit because guys, you know, you had guys on the team that had COVID. Right. And I guarantee you, first of all, this probably isn't the first example of somebody who's openly had COVID has been playing.
Right.
But I guarantee you there's been a lot of guys that have had COVID that have been playing over the years. You know what I mean? In the last year or so for sure. But yeah, interesting story. Shout out to Noah Lyles. Disappointed that he couldn't bring home the gold, but all things considered, to be out there running with full-blown COVID is amazing.
Hey, listen, congratulations, America. We've reached herd immunity, which means it's now become just a common cold. It's killed a gazillion people, but it's now a common cold. So
we made it.
No, we made it.
Right, we made it.
Just lost.
And I don't want to say that with any. I guess I am saying it with insensitivity, but I mean, you know, it's not what it was in 2019, bro.
Yeah, it's a different strain, and a lot of
I do say 2019 because I know I had that shit in 2019. Like I know.
So I think was it March 15th, I think was the day that everything shut down.
Mm-hmm.
My dad got really sick in October the year prior.
Yep, me too, bro. Didn't know what this shit was.
And didn't know it wasn't the flu, wasn't anything, but he was deathly ill. I guarantee you it was COVID.
Yeah, like I had something the sickest I ever been, bro. In the end of 2019, I had this shit.
Yep.
And like I said, I ain't know what it was. Just thought I was sick as shit, the flu, whatever. But yeah, I know I had COVID because even when COVID really came out, it was a while before I actually got it.
Yeah,
before the vaccine or whatever. And I was out, you know, working in the public at that time. Like I knew for sure I was supposed to have. You know what I mean?
You're still. If I know you, it's hard to keep you in the house, man.
Hard to keep me in the house, man. Hard to keep me out these streets, man, for real. But yeah, so yeah, like I said, this is where we are, man. We had, you know, the world's fastest man had admittedly had COVID. So, you know, we're in a new day. Yeah. I mean, I guess it's good for us, so I don't really know what that means.
Folks still clowning him, and I guess I get it. I guess
I'm over it now.
It is what it is, man.
Yeah, I'm over it. Shout out to him, man. That guy got the stars and stripes across his chest like me, man. Hey, my people built this country, man. Don't play with me, bro. For real.
Don't play with me.
Black Captain America Sain over here. But anyway, number 2, man. University of Memphis has a new assistant coach. Very familiar name and face. Kind of scary, Kenny Stubblefield, when you see guys you literally remember. It seems like it was no more than 8-9 years ago. We're playing college basketball, and now they're like high-level assistant coaches for your favorite team.
Having more moments like that every single day where I'm like, damn, I'm old, man.
Yeah, there's too many dudes that we remember as players. There are coaches now and guys who are players that we remember as being adults, and now they've got children that are adults too. Like that, Bronny James, I'm out. You know what I mean? I literally remember being a baby, and I saw an old slam dunk contest video that had, I think Bronny was in the stands, Scottie Pippen Jr. was in the stands, Gary Payton II was in the stands when they were little kids. Like, all right,
crazy.
I remember that slam dunk contest. It wasn't that long ago.
It wasn't that long ago.
Yeah. I'm not ready for that level of mortality at all. But Nolan Smith joins University of Memphis. Of course, he was a Duke Blue Devil. I think he had a little stint in the NBA. He wouldn't. I don't remember him really having much time in the NBA, if any. Also was on the Louisville coaching staff as well. He was a guy that was rumored to Memphis as a possible guy a few years ago. Seems like maybe 3 or 4 years ago when Penny really first got here around that time. And now
it's kind of the Mike Miller replacement, if you will. Like that's when he was kind of close to coming. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So Nolan Smith joins the team. I don't know if this is a good thing or not. It's a good name. We know who he is. I think I heard he's a pretty good recruiter or something like that. I'm not really sure.
Well, I mean, he's a good recruiter. So he's from that DMV area, that Washington, Baltimore, that whole area. And from what I understand about him is his stepfather was, and I'm trying to find the name of the team. It's an AAU squad out of there that he is like legitimately trying to find it real quick. I'm sorry. I should have looked this up before. But he is deeply, deeply connected to the to that recruiting, that recruiting up there. And if you remember, like in college recruiting and college basketball recruiting, getting ties into that DMV area, that Washington, Baltimore, that whole area up there is really difficult because it's so close and tight knit that people are actively always trying to, because so many talented players come out of that area. So getting Nolan Smith on board, you're talking about a guy who worked with Coach K for many years, was on staff, was on the bench with John Shire, the new head coach at Duke, who then moved on with Kenny Payne. Now, I know, and our guy Hitman Hoops said this, there were some rumors about like that he sabotaged Kenny Payne at Louisville, and Hitman dispelled those rumors. But this has been a guy that, if you remember correctly, like it's funny to me, man. Penny's the kind of guy that when he targets a guy, he's going to end up ultimately getting him. Larry Brown was a perfect example of that, right? Like he targeted Larry Brown from the very beginning. I want Larry Brown on my staff. Laird Veach, former AD, shut it down, said absolutely not, all this kind of stuff. Ultimately, Penny won out, which that's going to happen. Penny's going to win out. Nolan Smith is the same way. He wasn't told he couldn't have him. He had opportunities elsewhere. But Penny gets his guys, man. He wants these guys. And that, let me tell you, bro, for real, that coaching staff at Memphis looks awesome.
Oh, he's got, because one of my main complaints with Penny was a few years ago was, bro, like hire some freaking like regular coaches, bro. Like, I don't need names. I don't need shock value. Right. I don't need I don't need guys who are like, former NBA guys or your friends, or just go hire freaking. Right. He ain't got to be a big name. Just go get some dudes who've got college basketball coaching experience. And he's done that and above. I think he's got a really solid veteran crew of assistant coaches.
He's got Rick Stansbury. He's got Rick Stansbury as his lead assistant, who's won 400 games as a head coach in college basketball. Mike Davis from Arkansas, UAB, Indiana, he's won a ton of games. He's on staff. Now he's got Nolan Smith. There's a few other guys he's brought in. I'm telling you, man, like this in terms of just top down, like coaching acumen, this might be the best staff that Penny has had so far. And this is talking about with Larry Brown being on staff as well.
And I think that's one of the things that can make this one of Penny's best teams. Like talent wise, like he doesn't have the best name value team as far as guys, but I think as far as chemistry wise, guys who can come in and play a role, all those type of things, on top of having a top tier coaching staff, this could very well be a surprise season.
Hey, can I tell you something I heard yesterday?
Yeah, was it?
I agree with you that this team, this Memphis basketball program, this 24-25 iteration of this team, name value wise doesn't like it's not like, oh my gosh, like fans aren't freaking out about it.
Yeah.
This coaching staff, Penny Hardaway and his assistant coaches, I've been told they are more excited and more amped up and confident in what this team can do than any team he's had since he's been here.
It seems like he's got a good batch of kids. He got guys who defend and all these type of things. And I think, I mean, just being honest, bro, Penny had a group of guys that were, hired assassins. They were hired. I don't want to say hired help. They were hired. What's the word I'm trying to say? You know what I'm trying to say.
They're mercenaries, basically.
Mercenaries, yeah.
That's what I called them. That's what I called them all last year. Is, man, when you build a team around a bunch of mercenaries, guys you pay to come in and play for a year, the kind of things happen that
these dudes ain't volunteer, but their situation's a little different than the guys we got last year.
Right. 100%. Like these guys, like especially on this team, like the main starter. I guess the guy that I'm looking to be the guy that is going to lead this team far as PJ Haggerty. He's got 3 years of eligibility left after this. So he's already transferred. He can transfer again if he wants to as a grad transfer, but he's got 3 years of eligibility left. This guy is going to be in Memphis for a minute. And so I will say this, man, like I am quietly, I am holding back my excitement a little bit just because every year we talk ourselves into being excited about the Memphis basketball program. Every year we do that. And the same things continue to happen. And so I'm going to need to see some changes. I'm going to need to see some things that are different that are happening. They're happening right now. Like, and I'll give you 2 examples. The entire team is here already. They're all here. And I have been told their summer practices have been off the charts. They have their full offense implemented already. Like they have implemented their offense already. Then secondly, did you notice that Penny had all the guys over at the house the other day?
Yeah, I heard about it.
Bro, that's the first time in 7 years I've seen him do that. And that to me, if you could name one thing that I would say is an issue that Penny has had throughout his time, is having a team bond, a team unity, a gelled team. Nothing does that better than being around each other and being able to have fun with each other like they were doing at Penn.
And that comes down to, that may boil down to something simple like, I'm listening to my assistant coaches who are like, dude, why don't you have these kids over to the house? Like,
that's what I'm saying. This is, what are we doing here?
Hot dogs and some wings. Like,
Hey, man.
Hey, just let's make this happen.
You're Penny Hardaway. You could call anybody and they'd bring you food. Like, what are we talking about? You know what I'm saying?
Billy Richmond, get him on the phone.
Billy Richmond. What are we talking about?
Hey, let's bury the hatchet, man. Let's get the wings over here.
Bring Trey with you when you come over.
Right.
No, it's exciting, man. I'm excited about this year. I'm trying to not freak out like I always do, but
Curtis Gibbons, what are you doing? Like, come over here. You know some DJs, man.
Should we have a all white party? What are we talking about?
Yeah, let's go ahead and get this transfer portal stuff going.
Let's go
over here at Penny's house, man.
Let's
Let's go get some good old tampering going, man.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, hey, it's still crazy that, bro, that two best guards in the city were both sons of like probably two of the bigger name, like just dudes in the city.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean? That's still crazy when you think about it. Yeah,
another example of feeling old, right?
Yeah,
like
exactly.
Curtis Gibbons and Billy. I'm like, I saw Billy Richmond play college ball.
Yeah, it was so weird. Like, I'm of course friends with Billy. It's so weird texting my friend, "Hey, congrats on your kid going to Kentucky."
What?
I remember this dude was in the back of Wing Guru cutting wings in half. Like, you know what I mean?
My gosh,
cleaning up the kitchen. Like, this dude better go play for Kentucky.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I remember being like a little middle school kid running around that joint.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. But number 3, Kenny Stubblefield. Awesome story, man. Like, there's a lot of awesome stories in the Olympics.
Yeah, man.
This came out the last couple of days ago. Dennis Schroder did an interview with
Marc Spears.
Marc Spears, who's one of the GOATs. Of course, Marc Spears is one of the GOATs. I did an interview with him, right? Like, I was on a panel with him.
Yeah, you were on a panel with him.
I was doing Jarvis Greer's show.
Yeah, over at Grind City Media. Yep.
I knew I was in fanboy mode when Spears came on.
Yeah, you were.
Yeah, Marc Spears did an interview with Dennis Schroder. We won't talk about the entire thing. There are certain things I want to pull out.
Yeah.
And I think it's just an awesome story when you look at a guy like Dennis Schroder, who's taken, I want to say, top 10 in the draft. Atlanta was looking for a point guard really big at that time. They brought him in. He was fine. He was good, pretty good young player. Never really became like a star level guard for them or anything. Never was that for anybody. Just kind of an NBA journeyman role player, a starter-esque type of guy, top 7, top 8 rotation guy pretty much all his career. But he's always been, on the German national team, right?
Right.
And he talked about, can't remember the country his actual roots are. I had it pulled up too. But
he's from Gambia.
Yeah, from Gambia. Gambian roots, of course.
Yeah.
Born in Germany. And he talked about racism and things he had to deal with. And I'm a first talk about this point. The fact that a guy like him, after a long NBA career, been in the league for a long time, never turned out to be a star, always was pretty much an NBA journeyman. He was a lottery pick, though. To be able to carry your country's flag and be that guy had to be an incredible feeling. I mean, when I first heard that he was doing it, I was like, man, that's pretty dope, man. And Marc Spears interviewed him, and he talked about the racism part of it, things he had to deal with. I had some quotes pulled up, cannot find them on my phone no more.
Here, I can read some stuff to you.
Yeah, read some of it, bro. Help me.
Yeah, he said basically, he said growing up in Germany was tough, man. It's wrong, but I just went with it. In kindergarten, people asked, why is your skin black? Why are you dirty? And all those tough little moments. But when I started playing basketball at 12, I went to a basketball school and people started respecting and accept me as a black person because I did something for Germany in my hometown. And then he says that remembering all those tough moments, it makes it even sweeter to carry the flag and show everybody it's possible to do something. Because I remember when I was little, people told me it's not possible to do that. So
it's crazy, bro, because not only did he have to overcome maybe poverty or wherever he ever had to overcome to become a millionaire NBA player. Yeah. He had to use basketball to overcome racism. Because if he wasn't a hooper, he still would have been a dirty little dude in Germany in these people's eyes, right? So he had to use basketball to overcome several things. And I know that's an American thing too. You know what I mean? I say this all the time. If this guy didn't play basketball, you'd be terrified of him.
He'd be the face of fear for you.
He'd be the face of fear. I talk about that all the time, right?
Michael Orr, yep.
Right, exactly. So shout out to him being an overcomer, man. And I'm sure he feels redeemed. I'm sure he feels amazing to represent his country. Not just represent his country, but literally be the flag bearer for Germany. Awesome story for Dennis Schroder.
What's cool about it, he says apparently in Germany they voted for it. So they had votes for who was going to carry the flag. And he said, I got voted in to be the flag bearer. It wasn't that
his last Olympics. He's probably, I think he's got to be like mid late 30s. Like he's got to be close to 40 years old at this point.
You think he's that old?
I think he is.
Let me see.
He's 34 at least.
He is 30.
He's 30?
30. Yep.
Damn. No, he's way old. He's way younger than I thought. He came into the league young though.
Yeah, he was super young.
He was like 18 when he came to the league.
Yeah, he's been in the league. Yeah, he's been in the league
for 12-year career. Yeah, that's a long ass time though. That's a long ass time for sure. I got another one I want to throw in, man. It's gonna be a 3-pointer and one, man. Shout out to Kevin Durant, who had one of these as well, I think. No, who was it? Yeah, KD got a 3-pointer and one, right?
Was it him? No, was it Devin Booker? Was it Booker?
I don't know. Somebody got a 3-point. No, it was KD. Yeah. It went a 3-pointer and one. It's a 3-pointer and possession back, and then Booker came back and hit a 3. That's what a big ass stretch of the game too.
Yes, it was. It was.
Anyway, got a 3-pointer and one. Anthony Edwards, man. Not only is he about to compete for the gold medal against France in the Olympics, he also images of his new shoe, the AE2, came out. Have you seen him, Kenny Stubblefield?
I have not.
Look it up real fast and tell me what you see.
All right, the AE2s.
Yeah, look it up real fast and tell me what you see. And who needs to give him a phone call? Who needs to give Adidas a phone call, do you think, when you see this shoe?
Let me look.
And we've talked about this person today. I'm like, nah, you need to call Adidas, bro, with your lawyer.
They look like the foams.
Exactly, bro.
It looks like Penny Hardaway shoe.
Like they made some Adidas foam posits, same colorway and everything. Like those are
the That's wild. Those are ugly as hell.
They're ugly as shit. They ugly as shit too, man.
I think
they'll probably look smooth like on the basketball court. They'll look good on his feet on the basketball court. But yeah,
they look like foams though.
Yeah, it looked like the Adidas foam posit.
That's crazy.
I just want to get your reaction on that.
They look like foams.
But I got to see how my boy Ja coming, man. We seen one legit that we know is a colorway because Ja had him out there with him.
I liked it.
Everything else is kind of skeptical. I like that colorway.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, man, the ones that leaked that had the different colors to them, I think them joints were Temu, man. Especially when I compare those to the Ja joints that he had at the Hall of Fame. Because if you look at Now, listen what I'm saying. That color, those colorways might exist, but those shoes weren't the Ja 2, I don't think. Because if you look at there's certain things, I've kind of learned how to do this over time, right? Like here recently, I've learned how to do this, how to look at the shoe and tell if they're the same. If you look at the toe cap on that Ja shoe that's sitting in that wood box, I'll show you off air, bro. This is bad podcasting, but yeah, I'll show you off air. But there are certain things between those two shoes. If you look at them, they're not the same shoe. Like they're not the same shoe at all. So
you might be right. I was told that Nike was testing the waters to see what people thought about the colorways.
I think those colors might be real, but that shoe's
not real. That's not the new shoe.
That shoe might have been made by Nike too. That might have been literally, like you said, testing something. But that shoe that Ja had in that box and that shoe that
that's the legit one.
Those are not the same shoes, bro. I've seen enough side by side. Like, nah, that's not the same shoe.
Well, those Oreo mint cookie looking colorways need to go away. Like, let's not do that.
What you talking about?
Those fake Temu looking ones, the ones that had the Oreo, the green, the brown, and the black. Man, those can go.
Yeah. I know you're
those
talking
can
about,
go.
That's what I'm talking about. The second ones, those purple ones. I think if you see a real picture of those, I think they'll look better in time. If you see them. I gotta see them. I gotta see them. Like when Nike starts dropping pictures of them.
We said that about some of the Ja ones. There were some pictures we saw of people taking with like their cell phones, and we were like, and then you got a pair, and I was like, those might be the cleanest.
They got all them different colors in them. I was like, man, this is trash. But when I saw them in my hand, like this one looks sweet.
They might be the cleanest ones you have.
That's the cleanest one. Yeah, I'm out here giving away jars now, man, for real. I got 11 pair, and I buy them to wear. So I'm like, if I ain't wearing them, I'm gonna give them away. So yeah, but yeah, man, we're about to take a break, man. When we come back, we're gonna wrap this thing up, man. Inside the Same Brain. See you guys in a minute.
The buzzword phrase of the day is implied authority. But here's the argument that's coming back from the ACC is that he had implied authority to be able to do that based on previous decisions that had been made and were agreed upon by the universities. So things could get squirrely here.
The ACC has bylaws stating that if anything changes with the media deal, they all have to be notified and agree on it. Even if he has applied authority, that means he could sign it without them. The ACC bylaws don't state that.
If he has implied authority to be able to make those decisions in terms of a media deal, he signs it and he just has to make them aware. That doesn't give them authority to veto it, right? Like they can't veto that if that's true. But if they have to sign off on it, then that the implied authority argument is null and void.
Tune in to Tigers Untapped with TJ Willis and Trey Lasley every Wednesday at 3 p.m. on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel.
Fastest man in the world by 50,000th of a second. Is that what it was?
5 1,000ths.
Jeez.
And he was able to get that torso there for it. And I'm glad it kind of happened a little bit because I always wondered what crosses to say this is the first thing. Is it any part of your body? Like, is it my foot? Is it my arms able to cross? But they were saying it was the torso. That's the cross.
I'm going with the torso. I think it's the torso.
I'm telling you that's the torso.
Oh, I thought you were asking.
Have you been drinking tonight? I literally with this whole thing of telling you what it is. You say to me, you think it's the torso. You ain't got to think.
I'm just saying you're right, Brevin. I'm saying I agree with you.
Tune in to the Night Court Podcast with your hosts, Rob Fisher and Brevin Knight, on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel.
All right, y'all. Welcome back to the Anthony Sain Show. Shout out to my girl Jessica Benson coming in and joining me, man. The GOAT, man. I don't care what y'all say. There's only a handful of people in the city of Memphis that you can throw anything at them. They can talk about any topic, but something just broke. Basketball, football, baseball, college sports, anything. There's only a couple of people in the city that can do that. I named some names during the commercial break that can do it. But it's only one, I ain't gonna lie to you, that can do it is be as entertaining as Jessica Benson is. She's absolutely incredible. Somebody I'm proud to call my friend. Somebody I can call and talk about any goddamn thing going on out here.
That's right.
That's my homie for sure. Like I said, another Kevin Cerrito family tree member, Jessica Benson, and also my co-host for the Never Happened show, The Minority Report. If it wasn't for Grind City Media, me and Jessica would have had that podcast. It would have been awesome. I ain't gonna lie. we talk about this shit all of the time, bro. For real.
Yep.
But yeah, shout out to my Jessica Benson. Well, Kenny, something happened this week. For some people started Monday, some people started Wednesday, some people started today. But for everybody in the city of Memphis, your kids are back at school. No matter what type of school they go to, they are back at school this week, and their experience is different from everyone. And my parenting situation is a little different. It's not your traditional parenting situation. I got married to my daughter Sabrina's mom when Sabrina was 2 years old. And Sabrina's not my biological daughter, right? And I was thinking about this the other day. That there are lapses of Sabrina's childhood that I have zero memory of, bro. Like there's like big pockets of time with Sabrina. I don't remember anything. Like because me and Stephanie split up in 2015, right, when Sabrina was getting ready to start ninth grade. But there's so many things. But I do remember this. Every one of Sabrina, I've always made a habit to walk Sabrina to class every first day of school, right?
Yeah.
Even high school, she would hate it. Like I would walk her to
she did. Yeah.
I think I might have stopped senior year, right? But there's so many lapses of time when it comes down to not just her being a kid, but just school stuff that I just don't remember. But I know I was there for each first day of school, right? And I think about it with Gabe, how even in a little bit of time with him, so much stuff I don't remember. And Gabe has never been a school-age child and lived under the same roof with me. When me and his mom broke up, Gabe was 2 years old.
Yeah.
So Gabe has never been a school-age kid under my roof. His mom has majority custody. So back to school is a little different. You know what I mean? Typically, she's taking him to school. And what I did this year was I came to his school, came to his class. I was able to take pictures in the class of him for first day. I didn't get I didn't get the in the car on the ride. You know, I didn't get that experience. Just, you know, him and his mom's thing. But we're here, man. The kids are back out of the school, back out of the house. They're going to school. Y'all, we made it. For the parents who I commend parents that are full-time parents. I am not one of those. A lot of people assume Gabe lives with me. He doesn't. I get Gabe every weekend. Like I said, I like to talk about my personal life a lot. You know what I mean? I'm a pretty open book when it comes down to things like that. Whether that's to my detriment or not, I don't know.
Sometimes it can be.
It can be. We had that conversation, about something that was going on somewhere else. You know what I mean? That's one of the disadvantages of when you are, in the public. You know what I mean? So, like I said, I'm excited, man, for Gabe this year. He's playing football. He's at a great school. So what's your back to school situation look like as far as first day and all those type of things? Like, what are the kids saying about the teachers? Gabe didn't like Gabe's 1 day review. He started school on Wednesday. His 1 day reviews that he didn't like his teacher.
Yeah, right.
And I think it's a new lady, and that's because Gabe says something about the boys have to bring the balls out to the field for recess, right? And Gabe said that the boys forgot the balls, and I want to say the teacher wouldn't let them go back in and get them. And that's probably okay, lady. This is gonna be a long year for y'all.
It's gonna be a long year.
I don't think you understand how deep recess goes out here with the boys and with the 5th grade boys here at the school. But go ahead. What's your back to school been like so far?
Yeah, I mean, getting the kids up was an interesting thing today. Like, we had school. Thursday was their first day of school. Starting, I have a 7th grader and a 5th grader now. Yeah, my 7th grader loved it. I mean, she's a social butterfly, so she loves school, loves being with her friends, loves all that kind of stuff. Obviously, she enjoys summertime, but getting back to school was not hard for her. I found out that one of her teachers is my mortal enemy. We played volleyball against each other this season, and his team dominated us. And but that's her favorite teacher, so it kind of pisses me off a little bit. No, but he's not my mortal enemy. But anyway. But yeah, she had a great time. My son, on the other hand, immediately the first question out of his mouth this morning when we woke him up was, "When are you going to check me out?" Like, he's like, check me out. Like, I want to get out. He doesn't want to go. He enjoys it when he's there, but he first words out of his mouth when he got in the car when I picked him up was, that was boring. So it's fun, man. Like it is crazy how quickly the summer went by. Like, it's crazy. Yeah, it's crazy. So I mean,
go ahead.
It feels like they just got out and now they're back in. So,
and that's just it. It's how crazy these kids' lives are going by, bro, and how fast our lives are going by. You know what I mean? Because it's like, Gabe is about to turn 11 years old this November. Like, it still seems like Gabe is still a little toddler baby Gabe to me, and he's way closer to graduating than he is to being a baby, and that's scary. You know what I mean? As a parent, that's scary.
Yeah, Sayla's gonna be 13 in March, and so I'm just like, man, come on, man.
No,
like,
teenage Gabe is coming soon. I'm not ready for that crap at all. Voice change and all that stuff's going to happen.
Hey, real quick, let me do something.
Yeah,
Sayla, I'm gonna have Sayla come on here and tell you.
You about to scare me because I ain't seen Sayla since she was a baby. Don't do
Come
that.
on, Sayla. Get in here. Put your headphones on and tell Mr.
Oh no, it's not her.
What was your? Come on, get in here.
No, man, she looks just like you.
School like today.
Wait, what?
First day of school.
It was okay, I guess. Just I don't like getting up early, but I had a lot of my friends in like all my classes, so that was good. And I got mostly some pretty good teachers.
She already has homework, Anthony. First day.
You get your whole face, bro. Good God. That's nuts.
What do you say? Can you hear him?
Not really.
I was saying she has your whole face. You have your dad's
whole face.
Yeah.
Good God.
Congratulations. First day of school. Yeah, man. She
still have homework.
She still has homework. She's got to go. But no, yeah, she's
she was a baby.
She's a little mini me, ain't she?
Hey, bro, how we been cool all this time, but we never get our kids together? Like,
I don't know.
What in the world are we doing?
Because we don't come out. Honestly, the Stubblefield family, we don't go out the house, man. Like I'm
we
very
see each other out. This was sports shit. Like it's not like
now her schedule is crazy with volleyball, so she's at volleyball all the time. So man, like
Tell you what we gotta do, man. We gotta do some home and homes, man. You gotta give me a volleyball schedule. Now I'll get you a football schedule for Gabe. We gotta do better.
I'm down. We gotta do it.
We gotta do better, man. We gotta do better. Well, man, we about to slide
13, bro. 13 in March.
I don't want to hear that at all. This makes me feel so old, bro. I remember.
I don't like it.
I remember both of us around the same. I remember talking to you about stuff with Gabe, like nervous, and you would tell me, "Yeah, man, you'll get through it. You'll get through it." Oh man, it's crazy. It's crazy. But we about to get up out of here, man. Shout out to my girl Jessica Benson for joining us, of course. USA basketball, man. Just go for the gold, baby. By next time we have a show, we'll be celebrating the gold medal game.
Man, I kind of forgot. Jessica brought me up on game. I forgot that they're playing France in Paris. That's gonna be wild.
Yep. Dude. Hey, Wimby, we finna bust your ass in front of your home country. We finna pin your ass in half. Oh, wait a minute. Pause. But we finna bust your ass. Pause. Bigger pause. But anyway.
Big pause.
It's going down, man. United States. Let's go for the gold, baby. Let's get it. For Kenny Stubblefield, it's your boy Anthony Sain. We'll see y'all next week. And we out.
Thank you for listening to the Anthony Sain Show. If you enjoyed this episode, leave a rating and a review wherever you download your podcasts. Also, like and subscribe to Bluff City Media's YouTube page. For comprehensive coverage of Memphis sports, head over to www.bluffcitymedia.co and find out how you can become an insider. We will see you back here next week.